Hey, good evening, everyone.
Hello there. Welcome to Brain Boost. This is George Engler here with Johanna Martinez. And tonight's topic is it's sleep and how sleep can boost your brain. So, Johanna, I hope you had a great week. And how is your brain doing with all this brain boosting going on?
Oh my gosh, I love that we're doing this so much because it's always a chance to up level. I want to mention that sardines have now become a staple in my diet. I love them. I'm so glad I got reconnected with them. If, by the way, if you don't know, yeah, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, check back to our very first episode when we talk about brain boosting nutrition. Beyond that, but I'm really noticing that whether it be related to the up leveling that we've been doing here and inviting others to join us, I'm definitely noticing more clarity around the action that I'm choosing to take and following through. So overall, just more clarity. So yeah, I'm getting what I wanted out of this. So yeah, thank you for asking. And for anyone just joining us, if you haven't checked out Brain Boost before, this is our 10-week series on boosting your cognitive abilities. So, in this series, we're sharing the 10 keys to boosting your brain health and your cognitive abilities with that, and ridiculously simple and easy ways that you can implement these keys into your even George can do them. Yes, even George and I are capable of doing this. So, basically, we've made them super clear, easy, and actionable because we know that we've all got a lot on our plates. Information overload is common, overwhelm is common. So, with each episode, we're really making an effort to invite you to take small action that is easy, actionable, and manageable and relatable to your specific situation. So with that, I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. And I'm excited about sleep because it is the most fundamental piece for our health and our brain health specifically, right?
Cool. All right, so we would like to invite you all, myself and Johanna included, to get really clear on what's in this personally for you, uh, to boost your brain power. Um, we were telling some jokes the other day, and halfway through, I couldn't recall the punchline. Nothing's worse than a good setup without a punchline. Thankfully, it kicked in just in time, and so yeah, for me, like staying sharp certainly helps with getting the laughs I was looking for. Um, what's in it for you, Johanna?
Oh, so much. What really motivates me this week. I'm getting so much out of this, but really, what motivates me this week, and specifically looking at sleep, is that knowing that our mind is such a magical place, but we need to be well rested to access the most creative parts and states of our mind. And that's kind of like a magical wonderland, but you need to be well rested. So I'm motivated AF to reach that space more regularly, more often, and more reliably. So yeah, that's what I'm going in with this week. And so yeah, drop us a note. What are you going in with this week? What makes you motivated to invest the next few minutes in being invited to small action to boost your brain and help you get that right? So share in the comments or just join us. And yeah.
Yeah, and again, like Johanna said, like put that in the comments because to be honest, like it helps us. You know, when we
Yeah,
hear little tidbits that people have to say, it kind of helps us with what it is that we do. You know, when we hear, it's just like
totally.
it's inventory and feedback from people, and so awesome stuff. Content during the day. There are many connections that are made by the brain, right? All sorts of things happen in the course of a day. We meet people, the people's names and places we've been. And so anyway, out of these connections, not all of them are really worth saving. So during deep sleep, our brains actually streamline the connections that we need, and it weakens those that the brain deems unimportant. And I found this really interesting. Proteins and other toxins in our brains seem to accumulate during the day, and the physical space between brain cells expand significantly during sleep. And this facilitates the clearing of gunk through cerebrospinal fluid, if you will. And so much of this gunk, which is called beta amyloid proteins, they are actually a precursor to plaques and Alzheimer's disease. So it just seems like some more really good reasons to keep up with our Z's. So yeah, what
Oh
are
my
your
gosh.
thoughts on sleep, Johanna?
I love that example so much. I love that you share that little bit of, brain science with us, because it kind of makes it really easy to grasp of like, it is, sleep is basically kind of like brushing your teeth. So there's this protein plaque gunk that causes Alzheimer's, much like the, plaque, from
Exactly.
sugary foods in our teeth causes, cavities and inflammation in the mouth, right? All kinds of things. Um, so just having that in and knowing that for our mind to stay healthy and to be cleared from this gunk, we need the sleeping time, right? That makes it really like easy to understand of like how it's really a no-brainer, right? And so, one of the things that I've come to understand and appreciate as part of our, health coaching studies is truly understanding the importance of sleep. Because the tendency tends to be of like, that is the one of the easiest enjoyments in life that we can skimp on, right? If there's, a lot of stuff on our plate, it's so like, oh, I can just skimp on sleep, right? And how counterproductive that actually is, right? So looking at what can we do now with this, being reminded of this, or maybe for the first time, really like understanding that piece. Simply, I would ask anyone watching us and anyone joining us, whether you're watching the replay or joining us live, to simply ask yourself this question of, are you getting enough sleep lately, right? So when we look at different studies, the numbers depend on the study, but it says that between 55% and 30%, around there, of Americans are not getting the recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? So just, having the kind of like the time to say, hey, as we know how important sleep is, and I've just been reminded of that. Am I really allowing myself, or am I getting enough sleep? And there, of course, can be so many reasons why we're not getting it. There could be certain, health issues. There could be certain challenges, life challenges, or it could be that mindset of not allowing ourselves to have enough sleep, right? So mindset, life challenges, health issues. So the action step I would like to invite everyone to take this week is to simply think about one thing that you already know that would help you get better sleep, or might help you get better sleep. It could be a new thing that you've learned of. We know the internet is full of wonderful tips, starting from foundational basic, no-brainer, good, solid advice, and to, cool new things like moon juice, whatnot. But there's a lot of information out there, but you most likely already know tons of things for you to choose from. So what is one thing that you already know of that could help you get more sleep? Or even better, one thing that helps you get better sleep, more sleep, enough sleep, that you haven't been keeping up with, recently or regularly, right? So with that, I'm sharing from personal perspective that one thing like that for me is that my evening routine. It's something that really helps me get enough sleep, of making sure that from the time I quit work, I follow a certain routine, so I do get to bed in enough time to wind down and then fall asleep in early enough. But I haven't updated my evening routine in a long time. And since then, there's been a lot of changes. So for me, that's one thing. Updating my evening routine would be a manageable action step. I'm curious for you, George, what, if anything, comes up with things that might help you get, better sleep or even better sleep?
Yeah. So what absolutely helps me all the time is when I have those moments of not sleeping in bed, is I just kind of focus on my breath and I leave it alone. Like I don't worry about it. I don't get upset over the fact that I can't sleep, and I just let it go, and I just say, I just be okay with it, and I stay rested, because I know like for me, if I start fighting it and obsessing over the fact I can't, it's going to get worse, so I just relax, and I just check into my breath, and I just stay there, and I just keep focusing on that simple, relaxing, peaceful breath, and I just stay there, and I enjoy it, and then that's it. I end up waking up in the morning, like it works for me. One thing that I could do better is the same as you, is my evening routine. I have this habit of, my wife likes to stay up later. I'm more of an early person and she's a little bit of a later person. So I end up falling asleep like on the couch in the family room while she's either watching the news or doing some last minute work. And so I'll fall on the couch there. And then that's when I get woken up, like, okay, it's time to go to bed. And it's after bedtime for me. And, so then I get to bed, and, so yeah, that's something I could shift. And just some pointers. And Johanna, I love that you asked people to identify something, because they said that this is just raising awareness around us in what's going on for us. A lot, I can't sleep. This sucks. I can't sleep. And, we leave it at that, and we don't give it much thought.
Yeah.
But when we really fine tune into something that works for us, but we don't do it enough, or something that doesn't work, we know, don't drink 10 cups of coffee after dinner. We know that doesn't work, but even to identify these things, it helps. And recognizing what the importance is of having good sleep helps, because we putting it on our radar for ourselves, so just like a few things to throw out there, not as action steps, but it might just be a thought for you that you didn't think of, like meditation practice, mindfulness breathing, staying away from sugars or coffee, certainly before sleep. And like I said, what works for me, when not sleeping, don't stress over it. I relax into the breath. I refocus on peace and the belief that it's all going to be okay. And it may not seem to work at first. It's likely that this new approach could take some time to rewire your brain, and give things time, give time. And, I think we can do better. And please let us know in the comments what may or may not be working for you. And we'd love to hear from you. So yeah, Johanna.
Oh yeah, I love it so much. I'm curious to hear, based on this, of what have you just reminded yourself of? What might be something that you just thought of as a cool thing that works really well for you, and that you want to share that with others. So leave us a comment and let us know what's working well for you, and what are you now encouraged to try to incorporate more into a routine. And next week, I'm excited to invite you to join us. We're going to be talking about the hobbies that help you boost your brain. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to be learning some cool things about the way you spend your time, and how that either boosts or does something different to your brain. So yeah, join us next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And yeah, have a great week, everyone.
Good night.
Cheers. Good night. Good evening. Take care. Bye.